Wow. Well, all I can say is not surprising. Not surprising at all. When you talk about R. Kelly, you're talking about a case. When you talk about R. Kelly, it's not about his legacy. It's not about the great music. Musicianly, he is one of the greatest minds ever when it comes to music. He's like Stevie Wonder. He's on that level. But him as a person, it's not good. Now, I personally know one of the women that had accused him in the past, but now he's faced with new allegations about him allegedly, having a relationship or doing the things that he do as far as having women in his household. Now, and now here they are, they're sex slaves, and this is the new way that they're coming after him, and these allegations of the family members saying that they can't see their child, and haven't seen them since they went to R. Kelly's house. And here's the situation with this, because everybody's keep hitting me up with it. I'm not gonna get any rest until this is addressed. Now, we known him since like what 2000 when everything started to hit the fan. But before that, the public never knew what we knew. He already been a monster since the 12 play. I mean, yeah, 12 play album. He had an affair allegedly with a 15-year-old girl that stayed in our neighborhood. Now, I will not be naming her, of course, but this girl, who we all know, got a settlement from R. Kelly. She was the first woman to ever get a settlement from him. And she lived on my block. She told me she was dating R. Kelly. Like, she wasn't allowed to tell anybody, but she felt the obligation to tell me. Like, she wanted to tell somebody, and no one believed her. And I'm like, if it is, that's what's going on, that's what it's doing. And she was like, yeah, we're working together, we're working on a record. And he does. He used that. We finna work on an album thing. And he did it with her. And they had all these songs they worked on together. And he ended up giving those songs to Aaliyah when he dropped her. And some of the things he made her do at the time was just so sick and perverted that you're like, who would sign up for something like that? Then comes Aaliyah, and then that situation. Now, fast forward through the videotape scene. Well, we all seen that, and we all seen the fallout of it. In 2008, he got acquitted on 14 charges. All of these things that went on for 8 years. People are wondering how he got off. Now, anyway, this thing here that's come up now when they're talking about the singer, because he's been running this thing from Atlanta to Georgia. And of course, the representatives for R. Kelly's team is denying all allegations of abuse and sexual misconduct against him and all of this stuff, and saying that Mr. Robert Kelly is both alarmed and disturbed by the recent revelations attributed to him. That's what the representative told TMZ in a statement. Mr. Kelly unequivocally denies such allegations and will work diligently and forcibly to pursue his accusers and clear his name. R. Kelly is reportedly holding multiple women against their will in an abusive sex cult, according to BuzzFeed News report. Okay, that's what was thrown out. So everybody jumped up like, "Oh man, R. Kelly doing that again?" That's how much people loved R. Kelly, man. They just blew off everything. Like, man, look, Kelly got rid of all that. Now, here it is. The concerned parents who haven't seen their daughters in more than a year claim that he's controlling every aspect of these women's lives. This all came about because of a former attorney, I mean, not a personal assistant, Cheryl Mack. Now, when have we not seen that before? A disgruntled uh, personal assistant who only worked there for a year violating her agreement to not discuss this. I'm quite sure she signed some type of NDA when she took this job. Ever since this case, Kelly's been running more like a Hugh Hefner type situation. See, they would never say Hugh Hefner's in a sex cult. I mean, he runs his business the same way. The girls that stay in his house, they are brought there, and once they're brought there, they're there to try to advance in music or whatever. They know if R. Kelly's taking care of them, he takes away their phones, he gives them new phones. He has to approve all the people that they talk to. You have to ask to get something to eat. You have to ask to go to the bathroom. It's one of those type of things. R. Kelly is like a mastermind of this situation. And you're not allowed to travel. He got mad because one woman didn't listen to him before, and he felt she was eyeing another guy at a subway place or whatever. And R. Kelly is not about to be embarrassed. She was, as a personal assistant, was instructed to tell women how he likes to be treated sexually, as far as being called daddy and all these other things. All of this stuff is circumstantial, and they say if they broke the rules, R. Kelly would beat them physically or verbally, just break them down. Now, this is supposed to come to former members of the team and Cheryl Mack, his former personal assistant. And they said all communications between all his women in the outside world is being monitored despite family members' repeated attempts to intervene. The police cannot do anything, and I'm going to tell you guys why. The police can't do anything about this because these women are over 18 years of age. Once they're over 18, they have the right to say, I want to go home. Now, if he hold them against their will, then that's that. They grown. They're officially grown women. He don't have no guns at the door telling them to sit down somewhere. They ain't going nowhere. They want to be there. So if they don't want to be there, they would go home. They don't want to go home. I mean, I can't even say it no more clear than that. They don't want to go home. So you can't make somebody do something that they don't want to do. Now they called a woman in Atlanta, where the police contacted her. She told the police, "I'm fine," and did not want to be bothered. Well, what's the police supposed to do now? So now his name is getting thrown around on the internet, but he has the women in his house legally. They're not underage. They're not on drugs. He having sex with all these women in his house is his prerogative. You can't make him leave. They are not no gun under their head saying that they can't go nowhere. So this is an open shut case. There is no case. I'm out. And y'all got me talking about this